Over the past 40 years, medical advancements mean people on treatment for HIV are living longer and healthier lives. However, there can be challenges that come with long-term treatment. Biopharmaceutical company Theratechnologies are working to improve outcomes with new treatments, reducing stigma and understanding the importance of patient choice.
Susan Cole lives with HIV, and daily medication ensures her viral load is undetectable and therefore untransmittable. But as someone who's active in HIV education, activism and journalism, she knows that's not always the case for everyone living with the virus.
The experiences of someone who has lived with HIV for many years can be very different to someone who's diagnosed today, knowing that HIV is not a death sentence and often just need to take one pill once a day. For people who've lived with HIV for many years, they can have a number of concerns and challenges, often relating to living at a time when there wasn't treatment, living at a time when they saw many of their peers die from HIV, and sometimes dealing with the long-term consequences of being on medication for many years.
Indeed, while antiretroviral therapies have transformed the lives of people living with HIV, turning it from a potentially lethal disease into a chronic illness that can be managed, for a small percentage of people, there are challenges in suppressing the virus.
The thing I think that gets lost is that this group of people that we're talking about that have lived with HIV the longest and may have difficulty controlling their virus, they need new options, new treatments to control that virus so that they can get undetectable as well and make it untransmittable. It is really important for us to raise the volume, if you will, about this population and the needs of this population, the unmet medical needs for them.
And if the goal of eliminating HIV transmission is to be achieved, new treatment options will be needed alongside better prevention and detection. And successful interventions to suppress the virus will also help reduce the stigma that many people living with HIV continue to experience.
I think it's really important that people living with HIV and the wider population realise that HIV has changed. People living with HIV can expect to live as long as anyone else. Women with HIV can have children born free of HIV, but stigma still plays an incredible role in impacting on the lives of people living with HIV. So we must address stigma, both stigma from the wider population, but also the stigma that people may be feeling themselves.
We can be a part of getting those individuals that have lived with the virus the longest to undetectable. And being undetectable is the biggest stigma reducer of all. And, you know, there's no greater, to me, joy in what I do from a medical and scientific perspective to actually not only improve outcomes from a health perspective, but also improve quality of life.
Living with HIV has changed dramatically over the decades, and while a diagnosis can undoubtedly be challenging to come to terms with, successful treatments and support mean there's no reason why you can't live a long, happy and fulfilling life.